we go!
Hey guys, welcome back to another video and welcome to Novabug's Friday Foursome. This is a series that Novabug first started a couple of years back. Basically, he asks a topic. Usually on the fourth Friday of the month, he'll publish the video, and it would be a gaming topic, and you'd have to come up with 4 answers. So hence the name, the Friday Foursome. Yes. Great. So Novabug has brought it back, which is good because I've been saying that I want to get more involved in the community again this year, do a lot more responses, and I haven't been to a Play Expo for some time, so I'll try and get that sorted, have you to a meetup. Okay, so the topic this time is called an alternative retro choice. So Novabug, I'll leave a link to his channel in the description below. So Novabug has asked, why didn't I not put my phone on silent when I'm recording a video? But he has asked, so the consoles, computers you owned as a kid growing up, what would you swap them if you had to choose, if you had to swap one of them? So my first ever computer was the Commodore 64. Absolutely loved it. You know, I just something so nostalgic and retro about having those games on cassette. So small. Wouldn't always load up, and my dad was the one who had to always try and load them for me. If I had to swap that with another computer, I'd probably go for the ZX Spectrum. Now, my knowledge of like the Amiga, Atari, ZX Spectrum is not that great. There's plenty more people on YouTube who can tell you a lot more, but I like the look of it, and I've read it as one of the first mainstream computers in the UK. It looks pretty cool, and apparently it did a lot for IT at the time, and people have just grown from the ZX Spectrum, and as IT and computers gaming has developed across the years. And I've looked at the games on there and they look pretty cool. They do look sweet. And you can still play Disney on there. So if you can play Disney on the console, I'm there. Okay, so the first one then, I would swap out my Commodore 64 with the ZX Spectrum. Okay, now another favorite console of mine is the NES. There's so many games on the NES I absolutely love. But what would I swap it for? This sounds like a bit of a cheat, really. I'd swap it for the Super NES, the Super Nintendo, SNES, because growing up, I had 2 friends I used to hang around with like daily, and we all owned different consoles. Like I had a NES, one of us had a Master System, one of us had the SNES. There's all different things there. So when we got bored of one, we just went over each other's houses to play them. And one of my mates, he had a Super Nintendo, called us around, and I remember playing a game called Donkey Kong Country, and the graphics blew me away. That game was years ahead of its time, in my opinion, and I instantly fell in love with the SNES. Never got one. But what else do we play on there? Like Street Fighter 2, Return of the Jedi, Earthworm Jim. Oh man, it was awesome. As much as I love my NES, you know, well, back over here on NES, I love that. There's so many other games on there, Chip and Dale, Mario Golf, which was called NES Open Tournament Golf, all great games. But I would swap my NES for the SNES. And I do actually own a Super Nintendo now as well after all these years, so that is pretty good. Okay, so another console I had then, another favorite of mine was the Sega Mega Drive. Streets of Rage 2, what more can you say? I believe I might have, no, me, 2 of us at least had a Sega Mega Drive. What would I change it for? I've gone for the Dreamcast. Once again, that friend who owned the SNES had an older brother who I think he bought the Sega Saturn and then the Dreamcast. So he had a Dreamcast, and I remember going over there playing games like Crazy Taxi, and it was pretty awesome. And only in recent years have I realized like how many good games on Dreamcast. I could have played Shenmue. There's plenty of great shooters on there as well. I discovered that at Play Expo Manchester, I think it was. Yeah, so I would swap the Mega Drive for the Sega Dreamcast. Now, The next console I owned as a kid was the PlayStation, and I think I would swap that with the Nintendo 64 because a lot of my friends had at the time had Nintendo 64, so watching play like Super Mario 64, other games. Was Time Splitters on the 64? Was that the one I'm thinking of, or something else? Just seeing them all play together, and games like Smash Bros. If that is the console I'm thinking of. Yeah, it looked pretty sweet. So I was like, yeah. I remember going down when I was in comprehensive school. 'Cause my mates owned a Nintendo 64, and on weekends we get together and it's like playing 4 player. One of my mates actually owned a Chinese shop, Chinese takeaway. So at lunchtime in school we would go down and put it on then and have a game. So awesome. So yeah, so I was taught the PlayStation 1 with a Nintendo 64. Okay, so you have it then. Just to sum up then, that was the Commodore 64, I would swap for the ZX Spectrum. The NES, I would swap for the SNES. Mega Drive, I would swap for the Dreamcast. And the PlayStation 1, I would swap for the Nintendo 64. So guys, if you would like to do a response, please don't do it to my channel. Please link it to Novabugs because he's the creator of this. And yeah, please get involved. It's a great way to get involved in the community, to find new channels. And it's great to hear everyone's opinions and how different we all are. But the same thing though that we all do share is we are all retro. Okay then, that is my response to Novabug's Friday Foursome, an alternative retro choice. And all that's left to say from me is, boom, see you soon.